And you are live, man. Damn, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'll let y'all get in here for those who are woke, those who not, you know what I mean? You catch it on a rebound. But Koye is definitely back, man. I'm gonna talk about myself in the third person for a little bit, you know what I mean, as if I'm feeling myself. And I'll let y'all load in a little bit before I start running my mouth. This first week on the bet tip, you already know. Ain't much to really talk about because I don't know the tendencies of each team, but we're just gonna freestyle this one, and then from there, as we get into the season, you guys will start following my picks. Generally, like last year, I made some money last year, but when I was picking, it was like, okay, by probably week 5, I was in like mid-season form. You know what I mean? I started understanding the tendencies of each team that we was talking about. So it'll probably go the same. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? But let me see who in here. Oh, 704, what's up? Bear 24, what's up, man? Yeah, it's been a minute. It's 12 of y'all in here, man. Let me turn this sound off because I know y'all about to start going off for me, and I gotta give y'all my undivided because I've been going a minute. Let's see. All right, so Noah said he jumping on live. What's up, Sadiqa? How you doing? I gotta set up Noah as a moderator, as a matter of fact, if you're gonna be on live, man. Shout out to my man Noah, man. He makes this job a lot easier. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even be able to do this show had it not been for him. To be honest with you, because it's just been a lot going on. I've been busy. It's been good kind of things, but still busy as hell. But I'm happy to see everybody. Happy to see everybody. Just to give everybody an update, of what's been going on this year. Mainly good things, to be honest with you. Through a fight. So I threw my first fight, August 24th. And trust me, if I look tired and I look weary, it's because I've been on that project for almost 8 months, and now we're trying to start the second one. So I'm realizing, like in the promoter game, there are no days off. Even though y'all see one event, it took 8 months to do the first one, to put it all together. I don't think it'll take quite as long to do the second one, but the learning curve was definitely there in regards to the things I didn't and I couldn't anticipate needing. So that was pretty fun though. I'm not gonna front. I love boxing. For those who know, I'm a boxing coach. All that. I love boxing. I have fun doing the show, but I damn sure am happy to be back to football. I didn't realize, even though this job ain't the easiest, I didn't realize how easy this job is in comparison to trying to put a lot of moving pieces together in real life versus just sitting down and just sharing my thoughts with the public. I very much so prefer to just sit here and run my mouth, but I got a lot of things I'm trying to get done before I leave this place. So have fun doing that one. For those who watched it, appreciate it. For those who want to see it, I'll probably leave a link here. Not probably, I'll leave a link here under the video later under every video, but it's at BXNG .com, and just go to Draco. So that's DRCO boxing event on August 24th on that site, and you'll be able to watch it and just enjoy it. Gilly and Wallow, $1 million worth of game. They hosted it. We had a great time. You know what I mean? So check it out if you guys like boxing. But that's where I've been. I haven't been just like saying fuck content. It's just that couldn't get to it. For those who do want to bet with me, though, let me see if I can pull that up because I just, like I said, when you guys first got in here, don't hold me accountable for the first week. I'm gonna tell you because I don't know what these teams are going to look like this season, and I don't do analysis based off of just stats and data. I'm not a analytical data driven guy. I do it based off of tendencies, based off of injuries, based off of background stories, things like that. Like, oh, this guy's dad just died, or this guy's coming home for the first time and he's playing in front of his true hometown, stuff like that. Or the Cowboys snuffed Randy Moss in the draft and he has a chip on his shoulder. Those type of things are the things that I think sway a team into momentum, should I say, and gives them motion. So that's what I pay attention to. You know what I mean? That's definitely what I pay attention to. Black Lion, what's up? Dallas Cowboys hard hitter, what's up? Hard hitter, how you been, man? Alpha Mason, my dude, what's good with you, man? It's good to see it. Like I'm just looking at names. It's crazy. I feel like I've seen you before. And live, Law was just talking to me. He has an event this week, and I need to let him know if I'm coming. I don't think I am though. I got a lot of stuff to do this week. But he wanted me to come to Dallas, and he was like, "Hey man, we finally get to meet." And I'd have met everybody except Law and Vach, I think. Yeah, I met me and Foots hung out. Me and Sky hung out. You know what I mean? A lot of us have, but I haven't met in physical anyway, Law and Vach. But I haven't been in a rush to do it because I feel like I have. You know what I mean? You like when you kind of cool with people, y'all talk all the time. You know what I mean? You don't realize like, yeah, I see you on live, or I see your face all the time, or I might see you talking to you live on the computer. So that feels like you're in the presence of these people. When he said, "Yeah, we finally get to meet," I was like, "Damn, that sounds weird, man. I ain't even meet you yet." And I guess I feel the same way about seeing you guys again, just seeing your names. I'm like, damn, I feel like Sadiqa. I feel like you in here with me. So, like I said, I missed y'all, man. Definitely missed y'all. But like I was saying a second ago, the way I pick is based off of those things. So I don't know the tendencies of the coaches or the players for every pick. I do have games that I'm definitely picking this week. Obviously, if you see Dallas +1, I'm taking it all day. I think we're +1 against any team we're up against. If you're going to give us a spread that's that close, I'm taking that all day. And so anybody want to bet heavy with me this week, my money's on Dallas, and not because I'm a Cowboy fan. It's just that Cleveland, although formidable, good team, tough team, good matchup for us, for the Cowboys. I still feel that the favorites go to not only coaching, in my opinion, but also quarterback. A lot of you might feel that Watson is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, and I won't argue if you feel like he's that more athletically, or as far as his pedigree, you know what I mean, coming out in first round. Yeah, that was major. But I think at this point, in regards to just the cerebral side of the game, I think Dak Prescott is what I'm betting on right now, along with the tools that we added around him, like that offensive line, is going to be very key to watch. Myles Garrett versus Guyton. I think that's the matchup that's going to dictate how well the Cowboys are able to do this game, because I know they're going to attack him heavily. You're going to see a lot of twists going his way. You're going to see a lot of stunts and twists going his way, and you're going to see mano and mano him versus Myles Garrett a lot. So that's going to be, I think, a difference maker in this game, because if he can hold his own for the majority of this game, and don't be surprised if he gives up one, maybe even two, but it's about when he gives up those sacks versus if he gives them up. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets beat, because it's Myles Garrett. That's what he does. And if he's going against a rookie, that's what it is. Now, if he can get out of this game and we help him a little bit, and he gets out of this game due to chips and a little bit of help inside from Tyler Smith without giving up a sack, I think it's easy to say the Cowboys roll over Cleveland. And that sounds crazy, right? But I just feel that the Cowboys have too much talent on this team. And with the defensive addition of Zimmer, and we actually have linebackers and defensive tackles on the interior that can stop the run, I like the Cowboys here, because I like the Cowboys in this game if we were to play the same way we were lined up and constituted last year. So I definitely like the Cowboys versus Cleveland this year, because I think the difference maker will be this defense. This defense. I really do believe that. So that's a game that I would definitely bet on. And then also another bum bowl game. I think it was Minnesota, Minnesota versus was it Minnesota versus the Giants? I feel like Sam Darnold versus a Daniel Jones, even though Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold, I don't really like either quarterback, but I think the Giants are just, a more rugged team. They're a team they're a good C team is going to lose against the upper echelon teams in the league. But against another bum, if you're going bumbo to bumbo, I like the Giants here. You know what I mean? I think they're a little bit more gutsy. And I just don't think the Minnesota Vikings are a very good team right now. And that's also a close spread. So you're going to be +1 Minnesota versus the Giants this week. I'm taking that. Those are the games that I'm really looking at. As I said, we'll expand my favorite picks or my main picks as we go forward. But some games that I look at right now, I call them bum bowl games. When my trainer, shout out to Sharaf, and when you guys say like where I've been, that's another thing that kind of happened. It happened this year. My boxing coach, for lifetime, really like a father to me. Two mentors really passed away both April and June. So those were heavy but good at the same time. And I bring that up because Sharaf used to say in boxing, two bums make a good fight. You know what I mean? So I was looking at a lot of the bum bowl games for this week. And I think I like right now. I told you about, even though the Cowboys is not Bumbo, but I like the Cowboys game, obviously. Washington versus Tampa Bay. I chose Washington. I feel like Washington definitely can pull this out, you know what I mean, because of the way they're constituted as well, you know. But if you look at Washington and you look at it and say, hey, you got a new coach, you know. Hold on a second. What's going on here? There we go. Get that out of here. All right, sorry about that. Something just popped up on my screen. But if you look at you look at Dan Quinn going over it, I think Dan Quinn's going to add same thing he added here, and it's going to be a year or two before it wears off, before people actually realize how to counter some of the things that he's doing. Especially, you don't know how he's going to use the defense that he has over there. So I think that Dan Quinn, although I didn't like a lot of the things he did here in regards to personnel near the end, he is a innovative coach in a way that he puts together his defenses to, I guess, accentuate some of their strengths, right? Especially pass rush. I choose my words carefully, because when I say you put together a team that's based on or built around their strengths, he didn't do that very well with us, right? At the end, having no linebackers definitely cost the Cowboys. But I do think that having some new toys over there in Washington, having some traditional linebackers, and changing his forte a little bit will affect the game up until probably like week 8, when people kind of figure him out. Hold on one second. I got a contractor at my house. I got to talk to him. Hold on. He's calling me. Rick, how you doing? The key is in that metal piece at the bottom of the door. You see it? Is he at 1912 East Lippincott? It's definitely in there. Yes. Hold on, people. Yeah, 1912 East Lippincott. I'm on a show right now, Rick. I'm on my podcast live. So let me know if you need me. But if he had 1912, the key is definitely there. It's top lock too. Top lock. I ain't locked the bottom lock. All right. All right, man. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. So as I was saying, Frederick Johnson said, "Oh, not Frederick. It's the Sean Thompson." He said, "Okoye, who is your damn wrong person, man? Once again, come on, man. Okoye, who your top 5 players you got scoring a TD today? Any game? Any game? I go with the pissed off guys, right? Chase is pissed off, so I think Jamar Chase is definitely scoring. Um, CD is pissed off. I think CD Lamb is definitely scoring. Hmm. Who else we got that I think is definitely scoring a touchdown today? Daniel Jones is probably going to score a touchdown. I think running or passing. I mean, obviously, if you count passing touchdowns, quarterbacks count. If quarterbacks don't count, I already got Chase and CD. Who else we gonna go with? Let me see who's playing that I want to say. I don't want to just throw out 5 randoms, but I think that's definitely gonna have those two are definitely definite. You know what I mean? Let me see who else I like, and I'll give you the other 3 before we get off here. Don't let me forget. Hold on. I think personnel versus Brown 4-3. Browns versus I think 12 versus personnel versus Browns 4-3. Take shots with Cooks deep and 2 high safety looks. Then run off. I don't agree with you, bro. You don't take shots deep when you see 2 high safeties. You take them underneath. If you see single high, yeah, you take them deep to the. You see cover 1, you go deep. You know what I mean? But unless they're disguising something. But I think when you see 2 high, you go underneath or you try to split those safeties somehow. So you'll see a lot of crossing routes, a lot of shallow, a skinny post, a lot of shallow crosses, things like that across the middle, and you'll stress out their middle linebackers when you see a too high safety look. It's going to be determined on how good their linebackers are in coverage is going to determine how well we attack those too high looks, and then you're running the ball as well. So you'll see a lot of stuff underneath if they come out with those too high looks. I don't think you'll see deep shots. If you do take deep shots with too high looks, it means you got a hell of a lot of time, or somebody didn't do their job in the secondary. But it's very, very rare that you see two safeties deep and a guy just say, hey, yeah, let's attack this deep, unless you're going up the seam or across the middle, as I said, making it so that even a nickel back or a linebacker is just having to cover, and they can't. If that's the case, we're going to find out, but I don't think that's the case. All right. I said Dak deal done. I ain't hear nothing about it. It might be true. You said entering the chat without tapping like button is like getting in the car without wiping your feet off first. Yeah, it's disrespectful, man. What you doing? You said it's done. Oh, the deal is done. Dak got 4 years. That's my man's 240 mil. 240 milk. They call it 240 milk. Said he milking them. Hey man, listen. I knew Dak would get his contract. Anyone who thought or thinks that Dak shouldn't be the quarterback of the future for the Cowboys, I won't argue with you if you have an answer that makes some sense. But I always say that, and no one ever does. So it lets me know that most of the arguments against Dak have been put together due to the fact that people just need something to talk about. So they listen to a lot of the other networks, and those networks are telling you a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you sit and listen to that, and you start thinking, hey, Dak ain't it, or Dak need to show me this, or Dak need to win in the postseason. When I'm watching these quarterbacks that we put out on in front, right, that we're putting out in front right now, I was just talking to those of you who's following on Twitter. I was just talking about Lamar Jackson's performance, and that would have been a game that I would have took. I would have took the Chiefs in that game too. But Lamar Jackson's performance in that opening game, yeah, he has games, and he's going to have games where he looks like a savant. But watching the amount of times that he just stepped back, dropped back in the pocket, and didn't hit, when that back foot hits, you're supposed to have that ball out at some point. Now, yes, you're going to run sometimes because you can. Yes, you're going to design some runs. Yes, the defense is going to get to you, and you're going to have to improvise. And I like all those things. When Dak does, I like it when any quarterback does that. But what I'm saying is an offense is constituted or put together so that it's a timing thing, right? Where when that back foot hits, there is a route that's supposed to be open depending on the coverage. Right now, if that's not there, you go to the next read or you do something to improvise once again, right? But I'm not seeing that out of a lot of these quarterbacks, especially the running quarterbacks, and I don't think you will see that for years as they develop, because a running quarterback takes about 6 years to develop if they make it that far, if they're starting for that long, or if they're not injured for that long. Dak included in that, right? We didn't see the best of Dak until after the injury. What was that, year 4, year 5, something like that? You know what I mean? But Dak actually put in the work, and now I think you forget that he used to be able to really run the ball. He's not a running quarterback anymore, right? Lamar Jackson is still a run first. And when people said that online, I snapped. Run first QB. Sounds crazy, right? Because if you're a run first QB, that means you're a fucking running back. You're not a QB. Because there's no such thing as run first QB. You're either a quarterback who can run, or you're a running back who can throw. And there's no such thing, in my opinion, as a quarterback that's, lauded for getting just rushing yards. More rushing yards or more of a rushing threat than he is in a system. And I think a coordinator will tell you the same thing, unless that coordinator just doesn't give a shit. Because if you're in the pro level, you have to pay these guys, like we just said, we paid Dak 60 mil. Do you want 60 mil lowering his shoulder or tearing his ACL because he's trying to run every play? No. You want that guy protected, number one. That's why we pay these left tackles. Left tackles want the ball out because they get paid for sacks and lack of sacks, right? So if you got a guy that's holding the ball forever, or that's running around back there, doesn't know how to throw the ball away, doesn't have perfect timing on a regular basis, that's very, very hard to play with, right? And not saying you can't win that way. I'm just saying it's not a thing that I look at as, hey, you're a better quarterback than a guy who knows how to line his team up, call audibles, read defenses, look guys off. Those are quarterback traits that I don't see in a lot of these running quarterbacks, man. Yeah, that's it. What's up, people? Let me say what's up to you. It's a lot of y'all joining up. Make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all in here, man. Definitely. For those who haven't seen me, I haven't seen y'all in a minute either. Miss y'all too, man. Steve White was good. He's definitely a crowd favorite. He's been around here for a minute. VS Mooch, what's up? He said Dak is the highest QB, paid QB. Now it's time to show up. Hey man, it's always time to show up. Even when he was the lowest, he was showing up for his rookie year. He was one of the lowest paid QBs then, wasn't he? So hey, I'll give it to him. It's always time to show up, though. It's always time to show up. Yeah, and that's crazy. I'm glad they got that deal done because letting Dak start the season not secure to me sound a little crazy. A little crazy. You know what I mean? Let me see what's up though. Let's see what's up. All right. Yeah, I think everybody just hype about that deal. That's what's up, man. He said, "What's the guaranteed monies?" I just found out about the deal while we live, so let's see what the guaranteed money is for Dak. You know what I mean? I think that's a smart move. Whoa, whoa, get the fuck out of here! He got 231 mil guaranteed. No, ain't no way. Let me open this shit. Come on, man. That is crazy. If that's the case, that's wild. 231 guaranteed. 231. God damn. Yeah, that yeah. Get your go ahead, get your money, man. My bad, people, about that noise. But go ahead, get your money, player. I ain't mad at him. I mean, get your money. He said, if I don't do nothing, I'm a ball. Yeah, 231 guaranteed, man. Yeah, Dad got that money. And now this show, I guess, becomes Dad got that money. Mugga. But that's what Jerry was talking about when he said, hey, man, you're going to have to play without a supporting cast because I ain't got that money for that ass now. He might have it, though. I mean, you got CD signed and you got Dak signed. No need for an overpriced running back, obviously. So we don't have none of that to deal with. And everything else are like moving parts. You know what I mean? We won't have to pay Guyton or BB for a couple years. Zach Martin just got his extension last year. Tyler's coming up in about 2, and then you got Steele who got his money. So when you're looking at the team and the way it's constituted, there's nobody else to really pay, but we have to win in the next 2 to 3 years for it to make sense. You know what I mean? And I mean win big. You know what I mean? If either we need a conference game, you know what I mean, or a Super Bowl. That's what I'm thinking. But I think if we can do that, I think Dak saves the face, you know what I mean, of this deal where people aren't mad at this deal after the fact. But I'm loving what we're seeing. Parsons, you said Parsons is gone. I don't think so. I think you could pay Parsons. It's just you're gonna have to be very creative when it's time to pay him next year. So, but Parsons ain't going, man. This is gonna be some crazy shit. Jerry is a very, very cerebral, that's nasty work right there. When it comes to marketing, I respect the moves because to announce that today, you know how many people about to watch this Cowboy game now, man? This should have got pushed to prime time with the way people gonna be tuning in for this game now. I'm definitely doing my watch party during the game because I don't know. I don't like to start the watch parties with y'all because when I start these watch parties halfway through the year, I don't want to do them anymore because sometimes I just want to watch the game as a fan. Y'all be having me sitting here reading while I'm trying to watch the game and focus on the game, but I'm also trying to give you guys a good show. So it's like talking through the whole game is like going to the movie theater and running your mouth through the whole movie. Like I want to just get into the game sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's hard to do when you're doing these watch parties. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna start it. We're gonna see how it goes this season. And I'm gonna try to make it through the whole year. But if I get pissed off at any point, or if you guys start coming at me, because a lot of y'all hold me accountable, and I guess it's because some people don't hear the message, but I'm gonna have to keep repeating it all year. Don't hold me accountable to anything I see or say doing a live broadcast. I don't know what's going on. I'm a fan right there at that moment, just like you, until I watch the coach's film. And then I go and change some of the things I might have said. Some of the players I might have pointed out or came at, I might look and say, oh, he was doing that because of this. Or I can kind of see what the call was. Oh, he wasn't really in man. He was in zone. Something like that. Sometimes there's things like that that go on and then I changed my opinion. And people were like, "Oh, well, on Sunday you said." Well, I was watching the game, probably inebriated at the time. I don't drink much anymore, but probably inebriated. and excited because I'm watching a live game. So those things play into why I don't do that. But we're gonna do it now. We're gonna check it out. That's gonna be a new market rate for upper tier QBs. Y'all gotta realize this though, and a lot of players, a lot of fans blame the players for their pay, right? And the pay scale going up. The pay scale is not going up because of the contracts going up. The pay scale is going up because the CBA, the salary cap, because of the CBA, keeps going up every year. As that goes up, there's more money available. There's more money available. There's more money for players to go get. So naturally, it's just going to keep going that way anyway. Just like, it's a record setting deal for now. I remember 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we were like, is Dak worth 30 mil? And we thought 30 mil was a lot for a quarterback. 40 mil a year was a lot for a quarterback. But that sliding scale just keeps going up and it's going to continue to. But it doesn't hurt the team because the salary cap is going up right with it. So that's why that talk about the salary cap and how those deals hurt the teams, it doesn't really mean much to me because the salary cap isn't finite. If it was finite and stagnant or static, then I would have a problem with that, right? But it's not. It keeps going up every year. We got some dumb fans of Koye. They're gonna say some wild shit regardless of what you say. We just happy to have you live, big dog. Yeah, I'll get back. We got some smart fans. We got the smartest fans in the game, man. We really do, though. Even though I guess when you have one of the biggest fan bases, you got the best of every world because you got the smartest, dumbest fans there are. Because just like it ebbs and flows. You got the smartest fans on one end, like people who get together and do what we're doing right now, watch the game, analyze the game, understand the game, and then you got some dumb guys, right? But that's all here in this fan base, and I like I said, I love it all because you can't take one without the other. Um, can't believe they did this dumb shit. Bet money, no Super Bowl, laughing my ass off. Here's another 4 years of the same. Well, hey man, I guarantee you, man, you're not a problem solver in life, man. I don't understand how you would solve this problem other than paying Dak. If you think that what Trey Lance was going to do something, Cooper Rush, or what the answer would be if you didn't pay Dak. If you have, go ahead, put it in here too, and don't give me no one word. If you have a real answer for what you would have did other than pay Dak, then I'll hear you out, Eric G. If you don't, then I understand it's just your feelings, and I ain't gonna hold you accountable for how you feeling. You know what I mean? I ain't here to help you feel better. Corey King, Parsons isn't gone. You have to understand that they are freeing up money with letting D-Law go. Martin and others walk next year. Micah will be paid. Unfortunately, we as Dallas Cowboy fans deal dog and pony show. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You basically saying what I was just saying, basically. He said, "Damn, we stuck with this guy for 4 more years." Who said that? JB. He said 4 more years. Damn, you sound like you sound like somebody after the election. I ain't gonna say what my political affiliations are because people get mad. Just know that it's not what you think. You know what I mean? And then that'll tell you everything you need to know. But I know I stopped. Somebody told me during the fight when I was promoting the fight, don't bring up politics no more. Because I got like 3 people who were supposed to be coming to the fight. They ain't come because we start arguing about politics. So I said, oh, I guess they ain't coming. You know what I mean? So I stopped talking about politics. I'm gonna try. But like I said, once I get carried away, I'm gonna get carried away. It is what it is. He said, LOL, to not pay Dak and to pay for a defense and a run game, laugh my ass off. Why pay 60 mil a year to not win when you can have paid a line on both sides of the ball and a cheap QB if you're not going to win anyway? That sounds like a loser mentality. So I see why they don't listen to you, bro. You should go and you should write a letter to the Cowboys and tell them how great an idea you came up with. Let's come up with an idea that says we ain't gonna win anyway, and see how far that gets us. Like nobody, like I said, those are all feelings based the way you're talking, right? Because yeah, I hear you, but nobody is going. That's not a plan for success. That's a plan for failure. You know what I mean? And that's also saying that you just know we're gonna lose. So I don't even know why you watch football, man. I'm dead serious. I wouldn't watch the game if I thought before the season start we're gonna lose. Like I said, I got fighters that I train, I got fighters that I promote, I got fighters that I manage. If any of them said that shit, I would instantly rip up whatever contract we have because what the fuck I'm gonna do with that? If you say, I mean, I'm gonna lose before you get in the ring, you just know you're gonna lose. I can't do nothing with you. Can't do nothing with you, man. So that's not my business that you feel that way. I can't do nothing with that. But you did give me an answer, but it's just not a very good one, Eric. You said laughing my ass off. A loser mentality is saying I'm okay with regular season numbers and no bowl as long as I have my QB. I don't think anybody's saying that. You're saying that too. See what I'm saying? You have to set the argument in a way that it makes sense for you. He said, I don't know they gonna lose. I do know they're gonna lose. I like football, not just the Cowboys. I'm a fan of football. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Watch football. Watch football. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, man. Dak wouldn't be on the market for very long, and we would be up Shit's Creek without a QB. Yes, that's true. Megatwan, what's up? He said, "What's your thoughts on the contract of AKOYE, and what's your thoughts on the running back room?" Um, okay, on both. Contract wise, like I said, I'm glad Dak got his money because we don't have to talk about Dak not getting his money for half the season. I look at it like it's a great marketing ploy from Jerry because you start that off at the beginning of the season. So the Cowboys brand is looking good from a business standpoint. People don't understand the things that he's doing. He takes a lot of heat off of the team with some of the bullshit that he says, like all in. Everybody was talking about all in all off season. While they just calmly put a team together that I think is still very formidable. And I'll start with what you just talked about, the running back room. Y'all turn this into every time I try to do a show, y'all turn it into a Cowboy show. But like I said, for those who came here to get the picks for the week, just realize that I only picked two teams so far, right? That was the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys +1. It's because it's week 1. As I get the tendencies for other teams, as we get deeper into the season, I'll start giving you picks for the rest of those teams. But those are the two teams that I would bet on if I'm just betting straight up money, no parlay. If you're talking parlays, I like Cincinnati. They're -9 right now, but I think Cincinnati going to come out strong. So I like Cincinnati and I like Washington as well. If you're going to take those 4 teams, I will play with those, and cheat that 6 points to 9 points if you're doing parlays. So again, picks: New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, Washington. Those are the straight up teams that I think just flat they cover, right? If you're gonna tease, okay, then you deal with New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, Cincinnati, and also Washington as well. So those are the 4 games that I looked at. Obviously, there's other games that we can focus on, but we don't know the tendencies, and I don't bet based off of stats or analytics. Am I back? Am I back? Testing, testing, testing. Let me make sure my mic is back on. Boom. There we go. All right. Am I back now? The cap is going up. All right. Can anybody hear me? Let me. Okay, y'all can hear me. Good now. All right, bet. Yeah. All right. So, like I said, I don't I don't bet based on just stats. I got to see the tendencies of the coaches and the players and so on. So as we get deeper into the season, you'll see more team picks. But those are my picks for the day, and I'll give you those links underneath. Now, as we get deeper into the question, Megatwine, my bad. How do I feel about the running back room? I look at Scolari and I look at Shoddy, right? And I look at what they did there last year in Seattle. Look at the running back cast. They like to have a lot of hard-nosed downhill running backs, and they like an offensive line that can move people to a man, right? We got about 8 guys up front, if you count, the guys that are backing guys up like shit. If TJ Bass, sorry about that. I'll be forgetting that. TJ Bass, I like what Austin Richards is doing as well. And I think, we've all seen that Hoffman can play as well. But so you got those guys. Then you can say ball if you want to throw ball in there. You can say 9 guys. So you got guys that are all healthy up front that can move guys now. Last year we didn't have that. So we couldn't play Scolari or Shoddy's style of football, which is downhill, thugged out running, right? If you look at our running backs, Royce Freeman, if you look at Zeke, you look at Rico, you look at guys like Dalvin Cook and even Deuce, this running back room is very, very dangerous, man. So the people who aren't feeling that, I don't understand. Like if you're not feeling what we have in the backfield, you don't make much sense. And the reason I say this is this: when we have high paid, high price running backs, they're going to be bell cows. We don't like it. Now we have guys who are devalued, they're not going to cost us very much, and we can run by committee, and so their bodies are going to last. But they all have a unique style, meaning you got three of them that are power backs. You know what I mean? I think Royce, Rico, and Zeke are your power. If you want to throw Hunter in there, you can too. And then you have guys like Dalvin and Deuce that can be those change of pace guys that you want, who could do a little bit of everything, right? And when you look at that backfield, we haven't been this loaded in the backfield, I don't think, since I've been watching the Cowboys. We've always been a feature back type team. And now we're not going to be that. You know what I mean? Now we're going to have some variety here. You know what I mean? So looking at the backfield, starting with the backfield and that front line, I think that's the biggest difference with this team. I think you're going to see games that can be won or that will be won this season without Dak having to be great. And you can't name a game other than when Dak was young that happened. And Zeke used to win games for us, but when's the last game a running back or the run game won for us? Whereas like Dak was just handing the ball off and play action in and playing it safe. He could never do that last year. He could never do that in any of the playoff games that you guys hold him accountable for. Now we have a running back room that can do that. So that's how I feel. If you thought we were good or almost there when it was just Dak winning games for us, how could you feel that we're worse when we actually have backs now who can win us some games? You know what I mean? Do you think that Zeke wasn't good for maybe one more, two more games last year if he would have been here? I can point to games where we could have won if we would have had a true red zone threat at running back. Right. I can point to some games. Namely the Miami game. You think if that was Zeke versus being Hunter Lipke running that ball, you think we win that game? I think we win that game. If it was Zeke instead of Tony Pollard, the play before that, running at a safety one-on-one, you think a safety stops Zeke one-on-one at the goal line? It doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So Royce, same thing, doesn't happen. Cooks, same thing, it doesn't happen. So I think our running game definitely got better. Um, Passing game, same thing. Second year under a Mike McCarthy in a Mike McCarthy scheme, I think they're only going to get better because Mike McCarthy understands the tendencies that we put on film last year, and he's going to counter those this year. So, and now they're even more comfortable with it, with a better offensive line because they're healthier, and we got some new additions that I think will make us a team to be dealt with, especially in the running game. So if you look at both the run game and in our ability to pass protect now, I think it went up a notch or two. You know what I mean? Last year, we didn't have guys that could just deal with their guys one-on-one because of injuries, right? Terrence Steele wasn't himself. He needed help. Zach Martin would have been the help, but he was hurt. So they both needed help. Then you had the help, Tyler Biadasz, who needed help, but he's the helper. You know what I'm saying? But he need help. Yeah. Then you had Tyler Smith, who could do whatever the fuck he wants to do out there. And then Tyron, who was playing lights out. Well, the year before it was flip-flopped the other way. Tyron was hurt. Tyler Smith was playing out of position and was young. And then we had moving parts, you know what I mean? McGovern and guys moving around on that offensive line. We haven't had an offensive line that could just deal with what's in front of them for a while now. So having that to a man, I think the Cowboys are in good position. And I think people are ignoring that because they're listening to all the sexy shit. Like, what is our running back going to do? Well, running backs don't have to be great if you have holes to deal with, right? You gotta create a hole in the first place. We weren't able to do that. We looked at Deuce like Deuce is trash. Well, Deuce is having to make jump cuts before he even gets the ball. So was Zeke his last year here. So we haven't had a team that could just move a man in front of him in a while. So you're going to see a lot. That's going to make a big difference, a very big difference in the way we play ball. Now, if those guys can stay healthy, Scolari's going to have those guys downhill and kill it. And now I can judge Scolari because he actually has the type of line that he's generally had, especially in Seattle. Him and Shoddy had a line. They used to bring even Fant's cousin, the other Fant. They used to bring him in and play tight end, right? So we had 6 offensive linemen at that time, or Seattle. Not we, but Seattle had 6 offensive linemen at that time that was like moving guys off the ball. So you're going to see that. You're going to see that. He said, great content, AKOYE. Why talk about another man's pockets? Let's support our team and move on. Keep grinding and pushing, my friend. Let's go, Cowboys. Texas Twister. Appreciate that, brother. I'm the same way. They are going to get paid. Well, Eric, don't be a Cowboy Dan if you expect to lose each fan if you expect to lose each year. We taking your membership. He said, "You got revoked, buddy. We about to trade you." Eric, I'm telling you right now, we had enough of the freaking drama pointed towards this team. Get your bullshit up out of here. Oh, damn, Sadiqa kicking people out. Y'all gotta stop playing with Sadiqa, man. She cut different. She from Newark, man. Jersey don't play that shit, man. Jersey a little different. You know what I mean? I don't understand New Jersey people because the Jersey just it's a different ball game. Philly, you know what you're gonna get. It's tougher, but you know what you're getting. Jersey, you don't know what you're getting over there, man. And y'all can't drive for shit. I will tell y'all that. You know, whenever I see some wild driving, I was like, I guarantee you they from Jersey. You know, yeah, I guarantee you. I guess those stereotypes get me in trouble though. This team is different. This year is different. The silent weapon, Jimmy Johnson, with the undercover GM consultant role. Oh shit, I ain't even peeped that. And Mike Zimmer acquisition has got me hyped up. Paul Rodriguez, you make a lot of sense, man. You look like Goldberg too. You look like Dan Goldberg. I think that was his name. Goldberg. I used to watch wrestling. You look like you about to spear somebody. You know what I mean? I wouldn't get in his way because you know what I mean. You might be loaded up on them Roys. Koye spitting them facts. I hope so. All right, let's see. Smoke 14. Smoke 14, y'all. Smoke one for you. I think that's what you're saying. I get it. See, I saw that. You think the Cowboys fans care about what you feel? Think, Eric, we don't get a vet QB that actually wins games. Once that defense play to help the team, we will win playoff games. On one man, don't make it. Yeah, man. That's the thing that people forget. Like I said, the run game and defense is what was winning for all teams, right? Tell me why did Kansas City win the Super Bowl? Was it because Mahomes was balling the whole game? No, no. It came down to defense and the run game. The defense is what won those games. When you look at the Lions, you look at Tampa Bay in the playoffs. All those teams in the playoffs that were doing things were doing it because of their linebackers. The linebackers showed up in a major way for Baltimore all throughout the playoffs. That's what I saw: linebacker play and good defense, and then the run game. Quarterbacks that can't win in the playoffs can't win because if you make a quarterback one-handed and say, hey, you're the only thing that we got, and a team knows that you're the only thing that we got going into a playoff game, you're going to probably lose. We have a powerful center. Zeke get to the second level without someone from the backfield from jump is a dangerous Zeke. Yeah. If you got Zeke in the secondary putting bodies on people, and then you got guys coming behind that are like shiftier or that also have the ability to lower their shoulder too. You got yourself something there. Eric G, I'm old enough to remember when we've been in much worse conditions. I've enjoyed the Cowboys in the past years. It's unfortunate to not take a deep run, but hey, it happens. Old school fan. Corey King, you got a point. You got a point. What position would you rather be in? Would you rather be Minnesota right now? Watch Minnesota be good because I've been talking so much shit. Sam Darnold about to have like a research. He about to look like Drew Brees when Drew Brees left San Diego and went to the Saints. You know what I mean? Because I just been talking so much shit about Sam Darnold. Facts of Koye, that's what I've been saying. People was in the backfield on our on our running back off the jump. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, people got in the backfield fast as shit. All right, wish more people thought like that instead of getting panties in a bunch. It's not terrible to be realistic. Damn, man. I don't know what's up with you, bro. Who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Who raised you? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. All right, let's see. All right, let me see what else everybody talking about. Y'all got my picks. Now we just talking ish. Okoye, how's everything, brother? And where the F them glasses? Oh, my G. Yeah, my glasses. What's up, Pat? My glasses is at home like they always are. You know what I mean? I'm not really reading, so I don't know if I'm squinting that bad. I ain't really, reading nothing special. I can see pretty much what y'all saying right now. Maybe it's the caffeine. I'll drink a little coffee. So maybe that's why I can see. I don't know. But I can see what's going on. So it's all good. I will say though, the Cowboys, this game will be fun to watch for reasons other than just the contract. I think that you got a lot of pieces on defense that I'm looking to look at. Linval Joseph, I love that pick. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Phillips is going to be also an addition that's going to make Mozzie those guys are going to make Mozzie a beast. And because you're giving Mozzie something to look at, and you're also giving him help, and you're putting Mozzie in a position where he gets on the field, he's not the anchor. If Mozzie isn't the double team guy, meaning he don't got to deal with double teams, because when he is on the field, he has a guy that can soak up blocks next to him, like Hankins was as well. I think Mozzie's gonna show you something if he's dealing with one-on-one, because I like what I saw in training camp out of Mozzie, even with dealing with double teams. I think now having him be a help piece instead of the focal point initially is going to be something to watch. And having him, like you just said, officially 320, getting his weight back healthily, and those guys next to him 340, 360, it lets you know what Zimmer is trying to do. And listen, man, yes, I toot my own horn. You know why? Because nobody else does it. People don't ever come back and talk about, hey, AKOYE, you was right, right? Okay, last year we ain't had no linebackers. We got some now. Last year I said, hey, I'm not saying that Micah Parsons shouldn't be a pass rusher at all. I'm saying you should move the guy around and stop sending him at Lane Johnson and Trent Williams the entire game. If you want to win, you move your chess piece around and you make people have to find him and deal with him. I said this last year. Now Zimmer's saying it and Micah's saying it and people are listening. But I said this shit last year, and I'm going to say I said it because ain't nobody else come back and say, hey, AKOYE, I remember you said this. So I'm going to say it for you. The fact that we got Micah Parsons moving around and he's not just playing six tech all game, wide nine all game, pass rush all game, having him at linebacker, having him doing a little safety looks, having him moving around is what I asked for, because you got a player who can do all that. So if I have a player who could do a little bit of everything, I'm going to have packages where he's allowed to, and having it where he's not asked to take on chip blocks and double teams all game, where you could put a body on him and bang him up, is important. So I'm loving what I see. And Zimmer came in and showed you, hey, I want stout run defenders on the interior, making Mozzie and guys like Nealand and guys like D-Law more effective on the edge. I think Mozzie is going to, not Mozzie, but Osa is going to be a guy that's going to play on the outside because of his size. Osa is more like in this defense, he's more like a Griffith, like an Everson Griffith, than he is a three-tech Geno Smith guy, right? You might see him on third downs interior, but I think Osa, if he's on the field early, it'll be him and Chauncey and D-Law and Nealand rotating outside as well, right? I think Osa's more of an edge guy in a Zimmer defense because he likes to play that, stack and go and two gap type scheme. He doesn't care about you getting upfield on early downs unless he's blitzing, and he shows so much A gap pressure that even if you are one-on-one just bringing four, right? The fact that you show those A gap looks is going to still make it so that that center has to occupy that A gap and wait for whatever swinging back inside. Pause. No Diddy. But I guess that's not bad, right? That's not, anyway. But wait for whatever's coming back across the middle, right? And that allows guys like Osa and Chauncey and those guys to collapse the pocket and get home. If you watched Zimmer or any of my videos I did on Zimmer, shameless plug, you'll see that. And I thought that was what's going to happen, from the rip. And that's what's happening right now. So seeing us deal with it like the way we are right now, you're going to see Micah Parsons. You're going to see for the first time, I think, I don't know if it's ever, but in a long ass time, a guy that's 100 tackle, 10 plus sacks, and some interception type of guy. You might even see some touchdowns out of Micah this year, but he's going to have, if he's moving around and he's playing more linebacker, he's going to be 100 plus tackle guy. You know what I mean? A 10 plus tackle for loss guy, a 10 plus sack guy. And that's going to be some shit that you haven't seen. That's what's going to make Micah Parsons the greatest defender in the game. Not 20 sacks, but having the ability to affect the game from every level in every position that you put him in. And that's what I've been screaming for, and that's what we got. So that's what I'm excited to watch. Along with the rotation here at safety, we got a lot of banged up corners, so those safeties are going to come into play a lot more than we thought, even earlier than we thought. You might see some Izzy Mukwamu now, because I think Carson was even listed as having some knee problems. I think he still plays, but he has a knee problem. We already saw that we're not going to have Bland for a little while. So seeing that is going to mean that the safeties are going to get a lot more attention, because they're going to have to help out a lot more. if we're banged up at corner. So because we might not be able to play on the outside the way we want to. So these are the things that I'm looking at in this game. It's gonna be fun to watch. Big facts, bro. I noticed Mike Zimmer is teaching these guys things they did not learn in 4 years with Dan Queen, Dan Quinn, right? Dan Dairy Quinn. Yeah, it was ice cream. They was eating it up. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. Like the fact that you took a Mozzie Smith, and I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen it in the history of football. You watch a guy go from 343 to 330 to 320 to 290 within one season. I've never seen that. I mean, I don't know, unless you're sick. How does that happen? And I don't even want to ask how it happens, because maybe it happens again. I don't ask the universe no questions I don't want to see answers. So I don't even want to know how that happens. I just know I don't want to see that shit. You know what I mean? A player that's supposed to be a run stuffer go from 340 to and being a stout, strong guy to trying to get upfield and be skinny and sleek and a pass rusher, because they're trying to make him into some other shit. I don't understand that. So yeah, I didn't like any of the things that I saw out of Dan Quinn last year. And then taking Micah Parsons. If we think that Micah Parsons has been a great player, it's kind of crazy, because this is going to be controversial, but it's true. I don't think we have seen anywhere near what Micah Parsons is. We've seen how good he is as a pass rusher, but that's not greatness. He's not greatness as just a pass rusher. If you put him as a pass rusher, I've seen pass rushers. We're going to watch one this game, Myles Garrett being one of them. I've seen pass rushers that I think to this day are still better at pass rushing than Micah Parsons. No one wins faster because he's fast as shit. But pass rushers, meaning just pure, this is what you do, this is all you do. You have players that are better at pass rushing than Micah Parsons. I've seen linebackers that are better at linebacker than Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? Individually speaking. But I've never seen anyone that can do all the things that Micah Parsons can do. You know what I mean? So to see that, and to see him playing as a pass rusher only, is not getting the best out of his game. We haven't seen any greatness out of Micah Parsons when it comes to that. He is a great player, but we haven't seen it. We've seen flashes of it, because Dan Quinn had him just doing one thing all game. You know what I'm saying? That's like having a queen on a chessboard and having a move like the king, one step at a time. Who would do that? You know what I'm saying? Who would do that? No one would do that. You wouldn't move a queen like a pawn. That's what we were doing. You're moving a queen like a pawn on a chessboard. Dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to you get you know how you get to the end, of the chessboard with a pawn, and you can go get any piece that you want. It's like getting to that point, and instead of asking for an additional queen, you be like, "Hey, give me a knight, or give me another pawn." You trading pawns for pawns. Dumb. That's what Dan Quinn was doing with this team. You know what I mean? You tried to turn Mozzie Smith into I don't even know what. So I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I got to swing by the pharmacy real quick, AKOYE. Great show. That's crazy, because that's where I'm going after this. I got one of my clients I got to go pick up some medicine for. So I guess we're doing the same thing. And then he low key sick of Dan Q play callers. So I guess everybody got to hit the pharmacy today. Paul Rodriguez said Micah was low key sick of Dan Q's play calling. DQ was holding this team back by not using these guys to the best of their abilities, not according to what he wanted to turn them into. Mozzie. Mozzie. Yeah. Micah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, man. Well, let's see. You've been hitting them today, Paul. He said, "Real talk," and like I said on many streams before, how are we going to lead the league last year in forcing third and long situations, but give up the most first downs? DQ sucked. Period. Mic drop. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. There's no other way to put it, man. There's no other way to put it. I can tell you this though, it won't happen this year. Because if we just played a lot more fundamentally sound last year, we would have been fine. Meaning, can you run the football? Can you stop the run? Think about that. We went 12-5, and we weren't very good at either of those things. We could not run the ball, and we could not stop the run. But we still went 12-5. And the 5 games that we lost were only games where teams were able to run the ball. Those are only games we lost. Teams who just said, "Hey, we'll run." The run first teams beat us all last year, except for Green Bay. I think they're balanced, and they beat the shit out of us. Speaking of which, let's shift a little bit. I did watch Lamar Jackson. As I said, I don't think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a good runner. He's a good athlete. He's a great electrifying player. But his ability to do quarterback esque things, meaning, hey, that back foot hits, your ball is out, never happened the entire game. I didn't see it happen maybe once. And same thing out of Jalen Hurts versus Green Bay. For those who said Green Bay ran through us like Swiss cheese, they ran through the Philadelphia secondary like Swiss cheese too. So, and their run game, the Philadelphia defense is ass. Now they might get better. Who knows? I like Vic Fangio, but they didn't stop the run at all. And for those who come at I watched I ain't gonna say no names because I actually like these guys, but I watched some of the analysis for the Eagles game, and they were talking about Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, and I think the Kobe Dean actually played well. But Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, like they were stopping some run. They were getting pushed off the ball like nobody's business, all over the place. Now maybe it was slippery out there, but they looked like ass, and the run game was so easy. I said, "Oh damn, this is what we afraid of. This is what everybody's saying is better than the Cowboys. This is wild. That's wild." And then they say, nobody comes at Carter's. I don't hear anybody talk about Jalen Carter's money. Not Jalen Carter's. Jalen Hurts' money. They talk about Dak's money, but you're paying 250 mil to Hurts for him to not be able to read a field and not be able to deliver footballs on time. That is fucking wild. Nobody talking about that shit though at all, and he's ass to me, very much so. Now I don't think he's going to stay that way. Like I said, it takes 6 years for running quarterbacks to develop. I guess you got 3 more years if he develops. He blamed Kelsey and he blamed his coach for his his lack of development. Okay, let's see what you do this year when you don't have that help. I saw some turnovers and I saw some bad throws. And to be honest with you, Green Bay Packers gave that game to the Eagles because I saw at least 3 interceptions that should have been picked. 2 of them should have been pick sixes by Green Bay, just right to the gut. He threw one to Jair Alexander that I think AJ Brown played defense on that was great. And then I saw one where the guy just beelines to that flat route. He tried to look off a flat route and threw it straight to the flat, and the dude jumped it and dropped it. Number 25, whoever the hell that is, you lost that game. Yeah, because that pick six right there would have been the end of it. So he threw 2 interceptions, but really would have thrown 5. Would have thrown 5. I think he threw 2 interceptions and a fumble. So 3 turnovers would have been 6. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see very good football play out of Hurts, man. So if y'all gonna bitch about money, spread the love, because nobody talk about the fact that man is getting 250 to do that. Dak, I would fucking scream if Dak was doing that for 240 or whatever fuck he's getting. You know what I mean? I would snap. We ain't got that. So I don't understand what y'all talking about. He said, thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for reading my comments. I gotta go to the store and get some stuff. Much respect. Chat and fam, Cowboys Nation. Here we go. Yes, sir. Talk to you. I'm on the same tip. We about an hour in. Like I said, I wanted to, touch the people and what I mean, get the energy back. I'm a little tired, man. Like I said, I just bought two new dogs and they driving me crazy. I don't get no sleep, but I'm about to go walk them real quick, spend a little bit of time watching these 1:00 games. Remember, if you guys are picking with me, bet what you got on the Cowboys. I would bet straight up this week because I don't like to play around with, like I said, tendencies when I don't know what the tendencies of these guys are, these teams are. But the 4 games I'm looking at, Cincinnati -9. I would tease that game, try to get Cincinnati to a -3 type of situation on a teaser. And I would definitely take Cincinnati. I would take Cincinnati, even flat. I think they're going to win by 10 anyway, but it gets a lot easier when you tease that. But the straight up games that I'm looking at, I like Washington +4. I think Washington is going to beat Tampa Bay, in my opinion. I think Dallas Cowboys versus Cleveland +1. That's like, you got to take that. And then New York Giants versus Minnesota +1. I got to take that. You know what I mean? So those are the games that I would bet with. If you guys want to bet with me, those are the ones I'm looking at. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. Let me see. Let me log in real quick because y'all might not believe me. But I'm doing it. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see if I'm still logged in. Did they got my shit up here? Where my bets at? Okay, well, hold on. I gotta put my bets in too. All right, well, technical difficulties. But just know that those are the games that I'm betting, and I'll show you the evidence next week. We're going to see how I did. I just loaded up my account. So those of you who are betting with me, remember, Bet US Sportsbook is one of the best sports books in the business right now. They're offering a 125% bonus, sign-on bonus for those who load some cash up there now. You know what I mean? So make sure you get to it. And remember that at the end of the day, I'm betting rich with you. I just loaded up 2K into my account. That's gonna be my 2K budget. If I lose it, maybe this show don't last. Because if I lose my $2,200 deposit, that's what I put up. That's what I'm betting for the year. That's my budget for the year. So if I lose that, I ain't betting no more. Yeah, that's how much I'm allowed to lose. So my job is to win. Anything above that, I'm gonna keep running it back. So make sure you guys load up. I'm gonna put a link under this video. And make sure you guys load up and bet with me, and we can rock out, man. I'm going to give you all the code words and all the good shit that you can use. But yeah, we'll go for it. But I'll put it in the description right after this. Shout out to Noah. I'll have him add some of that stuff. He's been helping me out a great deal with a lot of the things I need to manage to make this channel work. So let's grow this shit. Those of you who shot the super chats, I appreciate it. Young Maine just jumped on. That's my brother. Yeah, I mean, appreciate you. Yeah, you should come watch the game with me if you're in town, bro, because we be having some classic watch parties, man. So let's get some pizza or some shit. Come watch the game with me, bro. But the rest of y'all, I'll see y'all at 4:15. I'll be back on for 4 hours, man. Let's go. Talk to y'all soon. Also, shout out to Fusti King. He ain't sent the link yet, but I might be jumping on his show for a quick second just to talk real quick before the game starts. So he asked, and I said, let's do it. So as long as I got some time, we on. All right. Talk to y'all soon, man. Peace.